Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Floodlights Camera Action from Amanda Nilden to Amanda Seyfried. We look to bridge the gap between film and football and tell exactly what films you should be watching and what ones to avoid. I'm Jack, but a podcast is only as good as its co-host. Every week, I'm joined with my good friend Veronica to work through the do's and don'ts of film watching. Veronica, how are you?
I'm good. I feel refreshed. I feel rejuvenated. I feel great. I think Italy is a great place. It's heaven on earth, really.
Specifically, Venezia, Venice, other ways of saying Venice. You took your annual trip. We're calling it an annual trip.
I mean,
think at this
yeah,
point
it's
it
been
probably
3
is,
in a
right?
row.
Yeah, I think that's a consistent pattern. To attend Venice Film Festival 82. See,
Yeah.
I look at the hashtags. I know what I'm on about. So this will be our annual Venice review. You know, this is one of the two big film festivals we cover on this here podcast. Where do you want to start? Because this is your area. I wasn't there.
That is true. I don't really know where to start. I think in general,
The beginning, ideally. Or
I will
general.
start.
That works too.
Well, I'll go in order from best to worst films. But before I get into the films,
best to worst. You sure you want to do best to worst? Or you don't
I will
do
do
worst to
best to
best
worst.
for retention purposes?
No, because why would you want to hear about? Oh no, okay, no, I see what you mean.
Yep.
No, I don't want to do that. Because
the logic was there. You're just ignoring it.
I prefer people listen to the films I recommend than the ones I don't care about. You know.
Okay. Well, I can respect that.
But no, in general, like I think I missed two pretty big films because I missed Begonia and I missed No Other Choice, and I think those were the two that loads of people saying like the top films.
Well, not according to Alexander Payne.
According to me. Let's not even talk about him. I think his choices are just like, okay, some of them were just so boring, especially like best director and best film. They're just boring. It's like the most neutral like choice you could make. It just says nothing. It's so safe. It's not interesting. Like, you know what? If he did something like give Dwayne Johnson best actor, like as much as I wouldn't agree, I'd be like, you know what? You went for it. You know, you took a risk there. I at least appreciate that. But if you give best director to Safdie, it's like, well, I've heard people saying he's the worst part of it actually, and then you give best film to Father, Mother, Sister, Brother. When like I've watched that film, and does it deserve to be best film? No. Is it good? Yes, but like let's be serious here. Like No Other Choice had very, very good reviews from critics, and then you said it wasn't even in the top 8. Like, what are you talking about?
It just smirks and went, it wasn't in there. So that's not really a reason.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So I'll just go through the ones I watched. I didn't watch all of them. I was only there for 4 days. I watched 10 in 4 days, which is, I think that's still pretty good.
That's a good hit rate.
It was free. It was free a day, and then there was one day I just watched one, which I had to have one day off.
How was that for your mental your mental well-being?
No, it was great. I loved it. I wish I saw more.
How many were you averaging last year?
Oh, absolutely not that many. Last year I was doing like 1 or 2 a day.
That's rookie.
But you know why?
Up your output.
But do you know why? Because I was watching a series in parts. I was watching Disclaimer at all the press ones. So it's like that was six episodes. Each were like 40 minutes or so. So that's why I couldn't watch more films, because I couldn't not watch it because I had to know what happened next. So I just kept going back to Disclaimer.
Before we get into the reviews, how does this year's lineup compare to past years?
Well, I still think the absolute best I've seen was the first year I went, because it was like Poor Things, Priscilla premieres that I went to, and then there was like I just went to watch really like I just went to watch loads of films that year, and like most of them were better than average, and then there was like a few that I would say are some of my favorite films, so that's very good. The second year, like I watched Disclaimer, which I really liked. Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
And then I watched Baby Girl, which was good, and then there wasn't really anything else because I missed The Brutalist, and that was like the one good film.
I remember, I haven't listened back to that episode, but I remember you being very disparaging.
Yeah, and
some
also
of the rubbish you saw.
To be fair, me personally, I was distracted by something else the whole time I was in Venice. So we're not going to talk
which
about
we
that,
will
but
not comment on.
we will not comment on that. But that's
In,
also
in
part of the
other
reason.
news, in other news, I recently rewatched Before Sunrise, so completely unrelated.
Yeah. Anyway, so no, this year is definitely it's not as good as the first year I went. I think it might have been if I went to see No Other Choice and Begonia, sure, but I didn't because I missed them. But it's definitely not as bad as last year because I saw a 5-star film.
So
And
next
we'll
year will
talk
be
about
rubbish
that.
then, by law of averages.
Well, I hope not, but maybe I don't know. I think a lot of people were quite disappointed. The people that stayed for the whole thing and watched almost every film, I think they were quite disappointed.
Oh, it's a tough life, isn't it? It's a tough life staying in Venice for weeks and watching all
That's
these
true.
films. It might spare a thought for the poor film journalists that live in luxury.
Yeah. Well, okay. Should we get into it? I mean, I feel like if anyone wants to hear about, did I see a celebrity or whatever, well, I saw Sofia Coppola.
I think you tease it
in the morning.
I think you tease any sightings throughout the episode for retention.
There's not that many. I've already saw
there was
Sofia
that one...
Coppola and Mark Jacobs leave their boat, and then I also there's this strange. There's this guy. I was just sitting there by the side of the river where the boats arrive in some shade, eating some bruschetta that was olive flavored. It was quite nice. And then there was this guy who comes up to me with his phone and he's like, "Oh, there was a big crowd over there in front of the hotel, and I took a picture of this woman. And do you know who this is?" And I'm like, "Okay, show me the picture." And it was Halsey. So Halsey was there. I just didn't realize.
Halsey of Justin Bieber fame.
What are you talking about? Who's what?
Is Halsey? Was she
She's a singer.
in a relationship with Justin? Yeah, no. Was she not in a relationship with Justin Bieber? Was she not?
No. No, Halsey was she was at the peak of her popularity when she was really popular on Tumblr, and she had blue hair, and there was loads of people were. Yeah, so what are you talking about?
Oh, Hailey. I don't know.
Oh, you're thinking about his wife, who does
not far
nothing. Off. Okay, sure. No, that's the only really things. Because listen, I was busy. I was locked in. I was at films every day, all day. And no restaurants.
Providing good content for this.
Yeah.
Podcast.
But let's get into it because you don't have much time. So I don't want to make this 3 hours long.
I say not much time. We'll do a normal episode. We're not going to do fucking speed run. We've got plenty of time.
Okay, fine.
Plenty of time. Let's go.
Right, I'm just going to start with the best film I saw, and it was the last film I saw, and it was The Testament of Anne Lee, and I gave it 5 stars, which is big. I haven't given a film 5 stars in a long time, and I left it and I've thought about it, and I was like, do I give it 5 stars? Am I only giving it 5 stars because everything else I've seen has been mid to below average? But
Your 81st 5-star film today.
Wow. But then I thought, I don't have any reason not to. I loved it as a personal favourite. This is definitely one of my favourite films. And I don't know, maybe it's just me because I'm a bit embarrassing, but when I watch certain films and I feel like I'm watching, something special or whatever, I genuinely have a feeling, a physical feeling. I feel it watching it, does that make sense? In the middle of watching it, I'll just be like, oh my god, I'm gonna soak in this film because I think this is gonna be one of my favourites.
I had that recently with an Aronofsky film, The Fountain, where there was multiple points where I was just kind of going, "Oh my god, this is ridiculous! How does this exist?" It's
it just makes you happy that you're watching it for the first time.
Yeah, and then you can never get that feeling back. You're always chasing the high.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I'm not going to do spoilers, but I will just say a little bit about what they're about.
Yeah, that would be a little bit unfair to spoil a film that quite literally isn't released yet.
Well, it's directed by Mona Fastfold, who was one of the writers, I think, co-writer of The Brutalist. And she's directed a few films before, but they've never been, massive. And she's married to Brady Corbet, who obviously directed The Brutalist and co-wrote that as well. And he, I think, co-wrote The Testament of Anne Lee. I don't know if you can correct me on that or if you're looking, but let me have a look now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he did. No, he did. He co-wrote it. So. Good. They wrote it together. She directed it. Amanda Seyfried's performance is oh god, it's incredible.
She's a quietly great.
She's
performer.
great. She is so great. And and like obviously
Well,
you try
there's
not to
Pullman's in it.
care about awards and stuff, but it would be nice for her to be recognized because it's genuinely really good.
Get more funding for Mamma Mia 3 as well, which is what we're
Yeah,
all
exactly.
wanting.
But the film is just about the story of, I think in my preview I already kind of mentioned it. I was excited about it. It's so Anne Lee was the founding leader of this religious group called the Shakers, and they were kind of like they came from Quakers, but then they're like a different like denomination, I guess. There's not many of them now. There's like 3 people that still believe in it or whatever. But
The big 3: Messi, Suarez, and Neymar.
Yeah.
These shout out to our 3 Quaker Shaker
out,
listeners.
Shout out to the Shakers listening.
If you're a Shaker listening to this podcast,
Thumbs
can
up.
you come on the podcast? We'll have a full episode.
Oh my god, please! That would be great.
The Shaker episode.
So it was about her, right, and like her, rise to being the leader of this group and whatever happened with that, and her life and stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, I was watching and I was thinking like, these people seem kind of great. Like I don't see the issue here. They seem really.
So what you're saying is you've been essentially wooed by a cult.
No, it's not a cult. It was a religion.
Okay.
Well, I mean.
Anyway, I'll be honest, Veronica. I feel like a lot of cults have started with it's actually a religion. It's a religious movement.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. Like they seem like they were decent. They had
not
decent morals, and
not all cults are bad.
No, I'm being like genuine. Like you watch the film and you see like actually these people were very accepting for the time, and also very kind of like caring and things. Like they were kind of like I don't say progressive because I don't really know everything about them.
3 cheers to the Quakers. 3 cheers to the Quakers.
But compared to other people at that time, they did seem like pretty decent. They seemed like they had their head on their shoulders, pretty well. I don't know if I can say that because again, I haven't done too much research. I really watched the film, but I don't know, man. Like from watching, I was like, shit, maybe I should join. Listen, if Amanda Seyfried was the leader, I think everyone would join whatever she was preaching. To be honest, so Amanda, if you have any plans in store, please get in touch with me. But yeah, no, let's get back to the film and not talk about religious movements. So, I think the best part of the film, other than Amanda, is like, and I think you would love it because the musical numbers, like it's not really a musical, but there are, because they do like chanting and like all these movements and stuff. There's like just amazing choreography, and the sound is so good. Like some of the best sound I've heard in a cinema screening. Like I've wrote this in the reviews that I wrote, but the floor was actually shaking. Like that's how loud and in time everything was, and in sync everything was. It was so immersive. Like you could just feel it. Like you could just feel it like in your body. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was just really loud in the screening, and I was sitting in front. But it was. I said like it can be seen as when you leave it, you do feel like you've gone through a religious experience, or like you've been reborn. It's that kind of film where you leave and you're like,
the praise you're giving this film, like
I know that
like
people
the reviews
like
are really
it.
strong, but the reviews are really strong.
I know,
but the level of expectation you're putting on this film.
Because listen, I don't care if other people don't agree with me. I know people don't because I know it's divisive or whatever. I don't know why. I just think it's a great film, but listen, you know what I'm like. If I don't like a film, I'll hate it. If I like a film, I'll love it and I'll defend it till I die. And that's just what happens. If it's a film that I get, I'm in. I'm fully in. And I'm fully in with this film.
I'll also watch anything with Lewis Pullman in.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's great.
Yeah,
and Christopher Abbott is in it as well.
Why do I know his name?
He was in Poor Things, her husband. He was also in Girls, the TV show, and other stuff. Oh.
Good film. Good film,
anyway,
First Man.
So this film made me excited about cinema, and I haven't stopped thinking about it. I really want to watch it again, but at London Film Festival it clashes with so many good films that I don't know if I'll be able to justify that. But I'm going to try.
It's a tough battle for some, isn't it? It's just one battle after another, really, isn't it? Just I've got these films that are clashing. Oh God, what a hard life.
Is that you doing promo? for the new PTA film.
Because someone's got to do it. I'll do it.
Yeah. So if they gave us a $5, I think we'd do a great job.
I'll do it for free. If you just let me like talk to PTA for like a minute, then I do all the promo.
Even a Zoom call for 1 minute, yeah.
But, shortest ever podcast episode.
Yeah, yeah. We'll release it on TikTok, exclusive.
First ever TikTok exclusive podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna end it because I feel like I'm just glazing this the whole time. But
you're gonna end it. That's a bit bleak.
Well, I'm gonna end the review, and I'm just gonna say that I'll be spreading the gospel about Mother Amanda and the film, forever. And I've already. It's in my top 4 right now, by the way.
Jesus Christ! And,
yeah.
And what's really important is that following that review, all the films from here are downhill. So look forward to that.
Yeah, they are. Well, I mean, listen. I feel like I was pretty positive. I wanted to start positive, so I went for it. So that was 5 stars. Okay, one of my favorite films. So the next best film I watched, I gave a 3.5 to.
Hey, that's a good rating.
Best film.
That's a good rating. Positive.
Yeah, I mean it is positive, and it was actually the film that won the Golden Lion for best film, which is Father, Mother, Sister, Brother by Jim Jarmusch. I don't think I've seen any of his films before, unless I'm forgetting.
Why do I know that name?
You probably have seen one of his films because he's quite known. But
what's it called? Mother, Father,
Father, Mother, Sister, Brother.
Stupid.
I mean, it makes sense though. It does make sense because
it's quite literal, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it makes sense because, like, in the film, it's not actually one film. Like, it's one film, but it's like 3 different stories,
it's vignettes,
separately. Vignettes, kind of like in Kinds of Kindness or anything else that does that.
Interesting.
So, like, the first one's called Father, the second one's called Mother, and then the last one's called Sister Brother, because, you know, obviously they're about those people mainly. And then all 3 of them have a different cast, and the cast is like brilliant. I mean, you look at the names and I don't know if you'd expect anything less than that, because you have people like Adam Driver and Cate Blanchett and Vicky Krieps, and also some people and Charlotte Rampling, Tom Waits, and they have some people who I haven't really seen much of before, but were also really great and like this on the same kind of quality as the others. I just want to give a shout out also to India Moore, because they're really great in this film, and especially compared to the actors that come before them, it's like the same quality throughout. So yeah, shout out, and I'll be paying attention to whatever they do next, because they're also in Pony Boy, which I saw at BFI Flair. So I was ahead of the curve on that. Even though I didn't mention them in my review, but let's pretend I did.
But sometimes a good performance is one that goes under the radar.
Yeah, that is true.
Blends in.
Yeah, so the film, I think, okay, I was expecting it to win a award, but not best film. I was expecting it to win best screenplay, because the screenplay is very, very good. Like, it's a very, very tight screenplay. It's written by Jim Jarmusch, who also directed it, and it's just very tight. Like, the first 2 stories are actually, they're kind of comedies. You wouldn't expect it, maybe, but the first 2 stories are more comedic, and it's probably the funniest comedic writing I saw at the festival, which is probably surprising considering I watched like a few like comedies, but this is kind of more of a drama, and it has very good comedic writing. It's very sharp. It's a very tight script. And, you know, all 3 of them have this kind of theme of families you'd expect, and kind of the connections between family members and how they can fade or whatever, and then the relationship between children and their parents, but specifically as adults. And I think that's quite interesting, because you don't really see that explored on its own too much. But it is, no, I really did like it. It's very dialogue heavy. There's kind of a singular location most of the time, so it's the script and the acting that are the most important. And yeah, everyone brings it. It's great. So you might be thinking, like, okay, you gave it a 3.5. Why are you just praising it the whole time?
Because you are the most petty person in the world.
No, it's not petty, because I've seen it multiple times now in the past few weeks, and it's just pissing me off. And when it's this obvious, it's so annoying. Like, it just is annoying, and it takes me out of the film. And the issue I have is when you have product placement in a film that is so obvious that I just completely and taken out of the film. And like I knew that it would be I knew that there'll be some of it because it's produced partly by Saint Laurent Productions. It's like I knew that maybe, they'd be wearing clothes from them, or like maybe they'll mention some sort of fashion brand or whatever at some point. Like that would make sense. But it's just worse than that. Like it goes too far, in my opinion, to the point where like the fact that someone has a Rolex and, specifically a Rolex, and it's like shown up close or whatever, is like it happens in every story. And it's like, why is this one of the parts of the film that you're going to weave through all the three stories?
In fairness, if I had a Rolex, I would also probably show it off. So
but you could just call it a designer watch or just an expensive watch. Like you don't have to, like, oh, that's a nice watch you have there. I don't know. You don't say, oh,
that's a nice Rolex timepiece from 2012 you've got there on your wrist.
Yeah, that's actually on sale right now.
20% off at Rolex shop.
Yeah, they break the fourth wall just to do a Rolex ad.
I'd respect that more. That would get an extra.
I would respect that. That'd be great. That'd be so risky.
Did Sponcon halfway through the film. More films should do that to get financing.
Oh yeah, definitely. But no, it was just annoying, and it wasn't just Rolex, right? It was like, so in the second story, when she gets to her mum's house, it's like the fact that her girlfriend has to pretend to be an Uber driver is like part of the story, right? And then after, when she's leaving her mum's house, she's like, oh, can I use your phone to book myself an Uber? And it's like, oh, your Uber's here, let's wait for the Uber. And it's like, why couldn't they just say taxi? Why do you have to keep saying Uber? Like, I know that you're paid to say that, and that's annoying.
I will say, when I order an Uber, I also say Uber. I wouldn't say taxi.
Well, so do I, but I'm not being paid to do that. That's why it's not annoying, because, sure. But I feel like in a film...
shill for big Uber.
Yeah, in a film, why... I just feel like before, I never noticed it as much, and now it's just becoming more blatant. And I get that, there's probably less money in making films, and they have to somehow get financing. I get it. You might need, product placement, and maybe the company requests that you say it whatever amount of time. I don't know how it works, but it just seems
don't mind
like
product placement as such.
But if it's so out of place and it's so obvious,
like War of the Worlds.
I was literally about to say some examples are like the whole of War of the Worlds.
I look around my desk where I'm sat at the moment. I see some kind of microphone. I see a pair of AirPods. I see an Asus laptop, a bottle of Evian, an iPhone.
All right,
Sony TV.
Cool. Okay, you can stop saying brand names now.
My point is, like, these things exist, but we should be. But I also agree in that, like, there is if things just kind of exist.
It makes the art seem cheaper. Fine. I'm sorry, it just does.
But when you draw attention to it, like you are doing a sponsored ad read, it's like, what are we doing here?
Listen, it's not a YouTube video and it's not a TikTok live, so why are we doing this? Come on.
Thanks to the 1,000 roses, guys.
Yeah, someone actually is throwing roses at the screen, and they get into the film. Yeah, it becomes an immersive experience.
Throw roses at Adam Driver.
Yeah. No, but for example, this is one thing that I saw people call out that I didn't even notice that much, which maybe I was just being, too lost in the source of the Barbie movie, that I was just enjoying it so much I didn't even realise.
The
car ad in Barbie, I feel like I left the film and so many people were talking about it. And I didn't even have that much of a problem with it, right? Because I really liked that film. But now I'm like, stuff like that just annoys me. Like, if you want like a proper example, that bit in Barbie it's shameless, really.
Do you know one funny thing about Barbie that I just remembered? So, I should say I really like Barbie. I've got it at 4 stars.
I have it at 5. I love that film.
If it's on TV, I'll probably watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing me and my ex-girlfriend used to argue about was Barbie. Honestly, is any criticism of that film, it was like I just committed war. And it's like, fuck, So I get Barbie-related flashbacks. So no critique of Barbie in their car ads.
But the car, I mean, let's be honest, everyone knows that car ad was, bad. Like,
so bad. It's so awful.
Yeah. And also, for example, highest to lowest, I feel like had quite a bit of product placement as well.
Yeah,
but then it's made by Apple, so it's like...
And also, but it made sense in context, right? That's
it made sense, because these are people who are...
He would wear a pair of Beats everywhere.
Well, yeah. And, they would probably mention it in conversation because these people are like that. I just don't think... I just think sometimes it's very out of place.
It's bad
And
delivery.
here
It's
it's
bad
just
delivery.
it's so out of place that it affects my enjoyment of the film, which is
Talking of
why
delivery, you can get Amazon Prime for £5 a month. That's our product placement.
you wish it was £5 a month. It's not even that
Yeah,
anymore.
fucking isn't. It's about
Jesus,
£1 million.
thanks
£1 million a
Amazon.
month.
Yeah, that just annoyed me to the point where it affected my enjoyment of the film, and that's why I dropped it to a 3.5. It's probably a 4. I liked it. And I'm not going to say that it's bad just because it won Best Film. I think that's stupid. I'm still sticking to the fact that I liked it. Also, one extra bit that I just didn't like was the fact that Kate Blanchett, her car breaks down, and then she says she's going to call the Automobile Association. Who says that? Who says that? Just call the AA. Like, also, are they sponsored by the AA? I don't know. But who ever says the full name?
I'm going to call the RAC. That stands for... I don't actually know what it stands for.
I mean, it didn't even...
Road
I was honestly
Association
confused. I was like,
Cars.
did I hear that right? Like, what is she even... I didn't even, like, clock what she was talking about until I realised, oh, it's the AA. Oh, right. I've never heard it said like that before. But, yeah, no, that's Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, your winner of Best Film. So, yeah, congratulations for winning that.
Congratulations to all of the product placement companies who are making a killing.
Yeah. Next film was... I gave it a 3 point... No, I didn't. I gave it a 3 out of 5, sorry.
Don't lie.
Yeah, sorry about that. And it was The Last Viking, which is a Danish film directed by Anders Thomas Jensen, who I haven't watched any of his films before. But it's a comedy, which is quite rare for there to be just a straight comedy at a film festival, especially at Venice.
Danish people can't laugh. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, Venice, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know. Like maybe at TIFF or at Sundance you could find a comedy, but at Venice, I don't know, it's a bit more rare. So, yeah, I went to the screening, and I went to the screen when it's like public, like the public can buy tickets, so it's like just full of people. Like there's so many people in there. I don't know how many, but it's like a very busy. No, it's just like a very busy, like massive, area that everyone can sit in and watch the film. So for a comedy, it does make it better because you're surrounded by so many people. It's like if there's a joke, most people around you are gonna start laughing, right? And like it makes it better. So like I saw Hitman at the same place, and everyone loved every single joke, and it just made the film better. So I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's you know what? This film is so hard to describe. I think you would love it. Like, I actually think most people would love it. It's very much a crowd pleaser. It's like an easy recommendation, but it is also very strange. Like, the beginning, the first like half an hour or so is just bizarre. Like, it's actually bizarre, and you just have no idea what's going on. But then, like, it falls into more like stereotypical plot lines and character progressions and stuff. And also the recurring jokes just get a little bit less funny every time they're said, and then it's a bit like, okay, we get it. It kind of runs its course a little bit, and the steam runs out. But like at the start, you're just a bit confused and also laughing, and like, what is going on, which is a good feeling. So yeah, I think a lot of people actually. I talked to a lot of people after I left the festival. And I was very surprised by how many people said this was their favourite film at the festival, because I was like, really? Like, you loved it
people
that much?
People just want to laugh.
And yeah, I think they just enjoyed it. Like, it's just very enjoyable.
Especially when there's like a lot of like heavy dramas and stuff.
Yeah, sure. But, anyway, so, yeah, it starts well, it's very interesting, and then it kind of, once you get used to it, and it, the things that happen aren't that unexpected or random, then it kind of fades a little bit. And also, I guess I'm gonna do it like a really small spoiler, like a really small one. So if you don't want to hear it, like mute for 10 seconds. But my interest kind of faded a little bit when I realized they were not fully committing to this bit that was going on in the main plot about the fact that they were going to recreate the Beatles with DID patients.
What the hell is this film?
The idea is like multiple personality disorder, I think.
No, that wasn't what I was confused by.
Oh.
I've heard nothing about this film. So You've just listed like the weirdest plot point, and I've gone, yeah, all right, sure.
Yeah,
Why
that
not?
was like part of the main plot for like quite a while. And then,
What
but
the
then they
hell?
kind of like
Sure.
throw it to the side, and then they go with a boring route, and I'm like, oh, like I was waiting for the world tour. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Guys,
I was
come
so on
on.
board to see like all these performances, and then like they start performing ABBA, and it's like so great. They start singing Chiquitita, it's so good. And then they just stop doing that, and I'm like, oh, come on, guys, like. Why are we going back to this boring plot about some money and
Commit to
someone
the bit.
dying? Yeah, commit
Commit
to the bit.
to the bit.
Yeah, do it, because that was what made the film funny and good and interesting, and then you just anyway. Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen obviously like carries, like he's great. I think everyone expected that. But yeah, like I said, the recurring jokes got a bit like stale. This one guy kept mentioning IKEA, and in my head I was like, is this a product placement? But also I was like,
No, they're
he
just
said this.
Scandinavian.
Yeah, but then also I was like, well, he's said this bit like 10 times now, and it's just not funny anymore. I'm sorry. And I don't know why he keeps saying it. And yeah, there was this guy playing Paul George, the Beatle Paul George. And he was my favourite out of the other actors who were not Mads Mikkelsen, so shout out to him. I forgot what his name was. And yeah, I don't have much else to say about the film, but I would say I do recommend it. Like, as much as I gave it 3 out of 5, it's a very fun film. And yeah, I think I was just looking at who played Paul George, and then I realised that they put the actual character names on Letterboxd, and I don't know which one it was. Because I don't know his actual character name.
We'll never ever know.
So we'll never know. But you'll know if you watch the film, so. Maybe it'll be out somewhere? I don't know. Yeah. Next film, I watched The Wizard of the Kremlin, directed by Olivier Assayas. And I gave it a 3 out of 5. Same kind of rating. And I was actually so excited about this film. Because I feel like the stills came out, the concept of a film, like follows Putin's advisor, and then you were like, Jude Law is playing Vladimir Putin, and Paul Dano is playing his advisor, and Alicia Vikander is playing his advisor's partner, and then you're seeing these stills of, that just look ridiculous, and you're like, oh my god, what is this going to be? Like, it's just so interesting.
Jude Law is my future hairline, so I'm quite precious about him.
Okay, well, I'll be careful what I say.
To not insult my hairline.
Yeah.
In fact, it doesn't look like, I don't have Putin Law hairline. I've got normal Jude Law hairline. He looks quite a bit like Putin and someone else. If you didn't know it was Putin, I don't think you'd say he was being Putin.
No, but I don't really think that's too important. Like, I don't really have an issue with that. But I think that before the festival, a lot of people were excited about the film. After it's been shown at the festival, I haven't seen anyone talk about it, which like kind of sums it up.
It's rocking a solid 5.7 on IMDb.
Yeah, it's just disappointing. Like, it's not a bad film. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, yeah, it's just a waste. It's just wasted potential because so many people were so interested in it, and the actors are there. Like, they are great, usually, they're still good here.
Right.
Yeah, others. And like, I feel like there was so much buzz because I went to the press screening, so this is like the first ever screening of this film right out of the festival. So it wasn't even the public one. It was like you kind of heard a few reactions from people. Like no one knew anything. So it's so exciting, and then the fact that it's disappointing, it just I don't know, it just hurts even more. But yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Wright's in it as well. It's another actor who's wasted on this film, I guess now, because it's a shame that it's so mid. It feels like, so it is quite a long film. Like, I think it's 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, yeah.
So
156 minutes to be precise.
It's quite long. But despite it being long, it just still feels like, especially towards this in the second half where Putin is more involved. I wonder why, but it does seem like it's been heavily edited and bits were cut out and things. And yeah, I don't know what happened there. There was probably a better version out there. and one that doesn't rush through things as much. And I don't know, maybe I was just expecting too many good things from it, and then it just let me down. So that's my fault. But
A fun fact about your rating that you gave out.
Yeah, what is it?
You gave the same score as very prestigious film reviewer David Ehrlich.
Wow, well that's great, because I also saw he loved Anne Lee, so we're both on the same page.
Yeah,
apparently now.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, but I also think that I expected it to be more funny. When you see things like this, like it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Jude Law's playing Putin. Like, come on, can we make this a bit funny? Can we make
like
this
Death
a
of
bit?
Stalin? Well,
yeah,
not as funny as Death of Stalin,
well,
but
you know what I mean. Like, can we just make it a bit
Ham
fun?
Ham it up.
Can we make this, fun? Maybe. No, but yeah, it's just more of a drama, and it's just like a retelling of the story it's based on and whatever.
I think people get way too liberal with the use of dark comedy when their film is not a comedy, because that's what I've just seen it described as on
It's
Google.
absolutely not. It's just a drama. I think, and you know what I felt as well? When people did laugh, I was kind of sitting there thinking, I actually don't think that was meant to be a joke. Like, you're just laughing because it's because of the subject matter. You're not laughing.
I doubt highest to lowest the other day, and I was just laughing at parts, and I was thinking, I'm not sure that was supposed to be funny.
Yeah, it's just the ridiculousness of the concept or whatever, but it's not, it's not like a joke has landed. And actually, it's funny because obviously no one really knew much about the film, and before the film started, they showed all the production companies, and they just had the Disney Plus logo show up, and everyone just started laughing because it's like, what? Like, Disney Plus is producing this? It's going to be on Disney Plus? Like, are you serious? That was quite funny. And also probably explains the heavy editing, seemingly, of the film. Yeah, it's just I just want to give a mention to Alicia Vikander, who was very good in the film, in my opinion. Like, she kind of stood out to me. So well done, because I remember she was in Irma Vep. There's a limited series that was on HBO. I don't think anyone's really watched it, but she was very good in that as well. And then the other stuff she's done is like Tomb Raider reboot. Like, I don't really know what else she's done, so I kind of think she should be in more good films, Yeah. So, let's clap for Alicia. Well done. Yeah. Next film, I just don't even want to talk about it, to be honest.
Don't.
Oh God. Well, I'm going to, because I feel like a lot of people were very excited about this film, as was I, and that is After the Hunt by my Luca Guadagnino, who I do love, and this hurts. This does hurt. I gave it a 2 out of 5. That is just that is awful.
That's got a sting.
Oh yeah, it stings.
I'm gonna be hunting you soon.
Well, I hope not.
Should we see what David Ehrlich gave it? If you saw it,
you can go look. But I've heard people. All I've heard from other people is that they agree with me. I don't think anyone actually likes this film.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mediocrity. David Ehrlich has not seen it. He has not seen it.
Well, he won't like it, because I can't see a world in which a critic does like it.
Although Hayley, who are mutuals,
who the hell was Hayley?
Not mutuals, just some film. She does a lot of film festivals,
and she
gave
loved
it 2.5.
Oh right, yeah, good. Well, similar then. So it's not like I'm far off from the consensus from people who saw it. But it still stings, because you know how much I love Queer and Challenges. I own both of them. I've watched Challenges like 3 times. I think
recently
Queer made me
cry.
So... You brought a book of Queer, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going to read it this week.
Yeah.
I think.
So
only about 100 pages, which is nice.
We're big fans of Guadagnino, and the thing is, I think
no,
can I just say, right? In terms of both of us, we're definitely big fans of the technical parts of his films, right? Like the sound.
Oh yeah, I should say with Guadagnino, like, so the highest rate I've given a film of his is 4.5 challenges. The rest are all 3.5s. He's like a very good director for sure.
Yeah, but we both, really like the technical parts of his films, especially, right? Like the sound, the soundtracks
Moody
by
Prom.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross again.
Did Moody Prom shoot it, or do we not know?
I don't know. You can probably look it up while I'm speaking.
Have a little look.
Yeah, have a look.
Bit of producer.
So, this was genuinely the film I was looking forward to the most out of the ones that I had tickets for.
Oh, he did not.
Well,
it was Malik Hassan Saeed.
Well, here we go. I mean, to be honest, that wasn't the biggest issue. I think in terms of directing, cinematography, sound, it's not like amazing, but it's definitely not bad. It's still good work. The acting is good.
2 foot it. Be ruthless.
No, give me a second, right? So that's not the issue at all. Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield, Ayo Edebiri, not the issue. They are very good, especially Julia Roberts. You know, she's great, and I'm glad that she has another job because I haven't seen her in a while. You know, it's great to see her. Hey, Julia. This is where the absolutely massive glaring issue comes, and it's the script. It is like, I don't want to be too harsh, but this script is unbelievably weak. I have not had a script this bad in so long. Like, oh my god, like I don't even know where to start with criticizing it.
Was it the dialogue? Was it the anything else?
It was
what
just
was the issue?
The dialogue. Like, every word coming out of, especially Ayo Edebiri's mouth, was just like,
I really
what is
like
going
Ayo
on?
Edebiri, but I feel like she only really can thrive in very particular environments.
Oh no, this is absolutely not her fault. No.
Like
no, Jack,
Okay.
no. Trust me. I was cringing at some of the things like her character had to say. Like, she tried her best, okay? Is just clearly someone who just cannot write. Well, the worst written character was hers, in my opinion, because this is just not how a young person speaks at all, or has ever spoken.
Old man tries to write young person.
It is, and then you realise it was actually written by a young woman. So I don't know what happened
Garrett.
there. Maybe she was homeschooled.
I mean, it's the only film she's ever written. So.
Yeah, I could tell. Unfortunately,
that's very for first picture, a big one.
Yeah, like what? Who made this happen? Who read the script and thought, yeah, let's make this? I don't know.
Luca
Guadagnino, yeah. And there's a bit towards the end that's just like, it just starts bordering on ridiculous how bad it is, and then you get to the epilogue, and it's just like, oh my god, like you really thought you did something here. You thought that this would be used in TikTok edits and like everyone would be like, oh my god, this is so sick, like
hype
and then she said this, and yeah, literally hype moments and aura in After the Hunt 2025. Like, she owns her in this scene, and it's
10
like
aura moments.
Yeah, and then actually it's just so cringy. It's so cringy. And sometimes things can become camp when they're so bad, right? But here it's like it's not even coming close to that. It's just bad, you know? So yeah, especially the epilogue just made me cringe, and I wish I left before the epilogue. But anyway, I want to mention something about the film as well, because in the kind of press and the marketing and stuff, they've said this tagline. Well, it's on Letterboxd anyway, but I've heard them kind of mention similar things where. So it says, not everything is supposed to make you comfortable, right? Because it's like, it's being sold as kind of a film that explores, you know, an accusation and
Me Too culture. Am I right?
Yeah, and then it's also being sold as a film where it's like, oh, you know, it's going to start some discourse. People aren't going to be sure, you know, if it happened or not, and it's going to be a very much, you know, a he said, she said, and it's up to you to think about what this means and what happened, and we're not going to give you the answer. You know, you have to use critical thinking, and you know, that's kind of how it was being sold to me anyway before I watched it.
Just put the threesome romance in the bag, bro. Like, come on.
Just make challenges too and keep the actors.
Yeah, yeah, come
on. No, but that's kind of what it was. That's what I interpreted it as before I saw the film, right? And that's what they've been going with as this big push in the press and marketing. And
Careful
then
not to spoil anything here.
Oh no, I won't.
I don't know where you're going with this.
No, just trust me. And then after watching it, I just don't understand that angle at all. I don't know why they're trying to sell it as this.
Is it a misalignment between marketing and production, do you think?
I don't know. I just think they're trying to find a hook to get people to watch it because the film isn't good.
Yeah.
that's what they're doing, right? They're trying to give you a reason to watch it, so it's like, well, even if I don't like it, I can go and argue with people about what I think about it and what happened.
I can smell here is quite a hefty box office drop off after the first week.
I don't even know if it's going to get a first week in most cinemas.
People are going to go and they're going to go, oh, this is, I like these three people, and oh yeah,
definitely.
didn't he, or whatever, and it's oh, actually no, this is crap. This is rubbish.
Yeah, and I think their plan was to make a film, about this stuff, and then kind of, get people to spread it through word of mouth by creating a discourse around the film, right? And like involving, society in it and things like that, right? It was like I think like their plan was to use that as part of the marketing, which is, we've seen films do it before. We know that it helps everyone if everyone's talking about your film, right? It's always been like that. It's like there's no bad press or whatever. Yeah, discourse bait. But the issue here is because it's written so badly. I don't think anyone will even talk about it afterwards, even if they have something to say. Like, I don't even think there will be discourse because, like, it's so messy and it's so forgettable.
I have a question.
But I just want to say... No, I'll just finish just really quickly.
That's fine.
Because I just want to say that I think... So, okay, from the screening, right, I'm trying not to spoil, but you get... In my opinion, there is a very clear answer. I actually don't think it's unclear, as the marketing suggests that it will be. I think it's very clear what happened. Or, if he or she did it, or whatever. And I think that they thought, whoever wrote the script, I forgot the woman's name, but I think she thought, oh, I'll make this more interesting by blurring this line of certainty about the situation. And the way that she wanted to do it is not make it, oh, did he, whatever, and not give you an answer. The way she wanted to do it was by making the characters really unlikable. That's the thing she went with.
That's not good.
And it's kind of like, right, but it doesn't work because your writing's so bad. Like, okay, like, yeah, we hate all the characters. We know the outcome. It's got to be bulletproof if you're gonna do that. Like, what? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why does this exist? I don't know. And the depiction is already dated of everyone in this film, and it's not even released yet, so yeah.
Not good. One final question.
Uh-huh.
Is there a hunt in After the Hunt?
No.
Okay, well that's good, because when I eventually watch the film, I can do that meme from The Simpsons where it's like, here's the Kane from Citizen Kane. Here's the hunt from After. Anyway, next film.
Yeah, next film is a film that I actually, I wrote quite a long review of. I'm not going to say all of this stuff because it's long.
And you can get the full review on our Medium page.
Yeah, you can get the full review on our Medium page.
Which
I wrote
is
more
titled...
about all the films. Veronika Reviews Venice Film Festival, I think. Oh, you mean the actual Medium page?
Well, yeah, I mean both, sure.
Oh, sure. Floodlights Pod?
It'll be in the description.
It'll be everywhere. Next film is Motor City, directed by Pozzi Ponciroli.
Good name.
Ponciroli.
Good name.
And as much as I gave it 2 out of 5, I think that's quite... I think it's a little bit harsh because Are
we sensing a little bump to 2.5?
No, we're not.
Okay.
But it is a little harsh just based on the fact that it tries something new. It does try. Like, I can't... Like, I'd rather watch this than Strange River or The Stranger, which I'll get to later.
I have to say, this is not a good back-to-back reviews for the Bear cast, because Ao Debris is in After the Hunt and Lionel Boyce is in Motor City.
Oh yeah, I didn't think I recognised him, but I wasn't sure if it was him. Damn, that's nice. But yeah, no, this is another strange film to see at Venice because it's just an action film. Like, it's just a straight action film. It kind of feels like a video gamey kind of thing, and that's especially kind of, I don't know, like, blatant because to me, like, the main character, whoever it is, he looks exactly like a character from Saints Row. Like, he looks like someone you'd make on Saints Row because he's just so massive and like unnaturally.
The third,
sure.
Loved.
Yeah, the third. We'll go with that. But yeah, no, he just looks like a video game character. It's just quite funny.
Or Adam Richardson. Poor Alan Richardson. You're
Well, no,
you're
what do you mean
tearing into this
poor?
poor man.
He's
He
just
looks
like
like
he's
this
just
big.
got big muscles.
He looks like
Like
this big
he's really
animated
tall
freak.
and he has big
He
muscles
looks
and
like a
he's
big
like
freak
running
from
around.
a video game. Poor Alan.
Why did it say that?
He's
Some
in a
people just
rubbish
look like video
film.
game characters. It's not even rubbish.
He does look a little bit like that Kanye music video where they're in Roblox suits.
Okay, that's worse than what I said. But no, okay, so the interesting thing about this film, and it's not a spoiler, but because, you know, it's pretty obvious when you start watching and you're like, oh, no one's speaking. What's going on? So, yeah, the kind of USP is the fact that there's almost no dialogue. And that's fine. That's very interesting to go with that in an action film. Like, I don't know if I've seen that before. It did, but here it's even, like, they say about 5 words the whole time. And I actually think that's 5 too many, because the points in which it's used are strange. Like, I can kind of see how they link together and that I see why, but it just feels out of place when they happen, and it's like it just comes across weird, like, because you're so used to not hearing dialogue, and then you use it in moments where it's like, actually you could have just not used it and it would have been probably better off, especially when you make Shailene Woodley give the dialogue and then it's like, oh god, actually can you go back to not saying things? Okay. Yeah, and then like, so instead of dialogue, they're like, oh, we're not gonna trust our audience. We're gonna use loads of music, and the lyrics are gonna say exactly what's going on and how they feel, and rah 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 rah. And it's just so. If you're gonna do that, then either don't use like songs that are the most popular from the last decade, and use, you know, maybe like more subtle bits of music and lyrics, or maybe just don't use music, or maybe don't use music with lyrics. I don't know. There are so many other things you could have done, but I think this is the worst option.
Indoctrinated by the school of Alex Garland here.
Oh god.
Well and truly.
Listen, there's a bit where he gets arrested, and then they just start playing The Chain in full, the whole thing. And then it's like everything is like slow motion, like him fighting the police, and Shailene Woodley's like on the car door of the police car, like no, and then it's just like, and then the chains play, and it's like, oh my god.
Can you imagine
someone
how much
laughed
it would cost
when they heard that song start? Cause it's like, god.
That's a guttural reaction. They can help that.
Yeah. So it's just a bit corny, I guess, at times when it does that thing with the music. But then the parts where it's like not using any music, not using any dialogue, going with action, which is the absolute best part of this film, are the fight scenes, the action scenes, the choreography is brilliant. It's not boring. It kind of reminds me of that kind of action style, fighting style of a John Wick film, where it's like there can be a 10-minute fight scene and it doesn't get boring because there's constantly things happening, interacting with the environment,
kinetic,
whatever.
And it's creative.
Yeah, exactly. The creativity is there. Like there's one that happens in an elevator, and it's like it was also very violent, and it's more gory, like a John Wick film. It's very much another kind of level. And, you know, people are, like, reacting to that and, like, wincing or whatever. And it's like, this is good stuff. Like, this is really good stuff.
More or less gory than the elevator scene in Drive. Where are we benchmarking?
More. He literally gets there's a bit where there's a knife stuck in his hand for a very long time, and then he shoots off the guy's leg with a shotgun. Like, he clean off shoots the guy's leg off, and then you see, like, the cross-section of his leg. And it's pretty fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, it's pretty fucking sick. But, like, so scenes like that, so good, like, so fun, and very creative work by the choreographer. I don't know his name. Can you look up the fight choreographer for this? I don't know. Is that going to be able to find? Yeah,
I'll have a look.
But anyway, a little bit on I'm going to skip a few bits here because I don't really want to talk about it if it's too long. But I want to give a shout out to, as much as I didn't think the main characters of so Shailene Woodley and
potentially potentially Ryan Tarrant.
Okay, well we'll give him the credit then. Sure.
For now.
But But yeah, so like the main kind of two are Shailene Woodley and the guy from Jack Reacher. I forgot his name.
Alan
And
Richardson.
yeah, so they lack charisma, in my opinion, to lead a film like this. But especially because it's a silent film, well, it's not really a silent film, but it kind of is. Well, it should have been. But anyway, I'll shout out Ben Foster, and I've actually heard he's also good in a film that just premiered at TIFF, which is that boxing film with Sydney Sweeney. I've also heard people shouting him out in that as a standout.
Flav Bateman he mentioned Ben Foster to me about a year ago as like one of his favourite underrated actors.
Yeah, and I watched this film and I came out of it thinking, who was that guy? And I had to like look him up and like, oh, okay. Now I'm like, I have this guy on my radar.
Quite good CV.
He's very good here. Like, and you know why? Because I think he has in mind the type of film this is, and he's one of the villains, and he goes with it in such a silly, kind of laid back way that you're just looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next, and every scene he's in, you're paying attention to what he's doing, the expressions he's making. It's a very, very like slyly good performance. And like in general, I think the director and with this film, like there's potential here. And if I saw, at another festival that his new film was coming out, I'd probably go watch it. But because like it's definitely not forgettable. I have a lot to say about it. I wasn't bored. I didn't have a bad time. So yeah, I mean, would I recommend the film? Probably not. But would I recommend you keeping an eye on this director? Yeah, maybe. And also Ben Foster, sure.
If it's on, maybe
have a little. On. If it's on a Sky Action or whatever the hell it is, then yeah, sure.
Oh god, yeah. This is like an April after the Oscars is done. Obviously, there's like a lull, maybe like a January, like just early slop.
No, okay. Calling it a slop is too far. It's not slop.
No, but it's in that bracket of when you put your end of year rankings together, it would be with a bunch of mediocre stuff, and you'll go, "Oh, Motor City, that was cool, that was fun."
Yeah. We'll give it that. We'll give it cool. Okay, yeah. So next film, I didn't rate this film because like I have nothing positive to say about it, and there's just no point. So I watched a film called Strange River, and it was I think it was Catalonian. It was in Catalan.
Nice.
And I watched it. And let's move on.
3 cheers for Barcelona.
No.
That's all you're getting.
Oh, okay. For Barcelona, sure. Okay, next film. So I already mentioned Sofia Coppola. So I saw her and Marc Jacobs because I attended the premiere of her documentary Mark by Sofia, which is, as the title says, a documentary about Marc Jacobs, directed by Sofia Coppola. Wow. And like it's interesting enough. I mean, it just follows him preparing for his new show, and there's some bits about, there's like some interview bits with him where he talks about how he got to where he is and all these things. And he's also a very big fan of like old musical kind of films that you really enjoy. So I was thinking, like, you know what? I think Jack would really get on well with Marc Jacobs.
You mean university popular classics that you refuse to watch?
Yeah, exactly. No, but he was genuinely using them as like inspiration for his fashion and stuff. I thought that was quite interesting, actually. That he was
what
so
Singing
into
in the Rain does to a man.
Using that. Yeah. So, like, it's a good documentary. Like, for a documentary, it's good. And you can tell it's directed by Sofia Coppola because it has her style, it has this flair, it has a personality, it has very good editing, music choices are great. I thought it was quite, like, it was well paced. I didn't feel bored. But I do think, like, this is, like, the perfect runtime. If it was any longer, I probably would get bored because I know nothing about fashion.
Will it pop up in Oscar documentary nominations, or?
I don't know. I don't know if it's an Oscars kind of thing.
Yeah, but the Oscars things are often quite boring, as we know from last year.
No, but this isn't boring. That's the thing. Like, I feel like they would go for something that's a bit less flashy. Does that make sense?
So distinctly down the middle. It's with Oscar stuff. It's either got to have, and I'm not saying this as a bad thing at all, a really strong political message like Netherland, or
it has to be like important,
or soundtrack to a coup d'état, or just like something so boring that is like.
And yeah, I think you could argue, is releasing a documentary about a fashion designer that important in this time? Like,
Probably
could
not.
we have done without it? Yeah. Which is like, that's why it's not going to be, nominated for an Oscar or whatever, but if you're interested in fashion or if you just like Sofia Coppola's style, then I think it's worth a watch. I mean, I watched it because she directed it, and I still enjoyed it because, you could tell it was directed by her. But if
very,
I
very quickly,
wasn't
actually.
if I wasn't a fan of that and I was just there to, as someone who doesn't know anything about fashion, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. But she still does a great job. I love her.
I'm going to talk about documentaries, just from last year's Oscars, or the most recent Oscars. If you want a really good documentary, watch Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat. It's in French, and I don't know where it's available, but that is like a really, really good documentary. So yeah, but one of those documentaries, I've not seen Marked by Sophia, but one of those that has like a really distinct visual flair and like real vision from the filmmaker, which is, in my opinion, really important making a documentary, because otherwise it will just be really, really boring and a bit like a Wikipedia sheet.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want it to be that. And I don't think this is that, which is good. Like, you get an actual insight into things that you would never have heard about before.
I want to learn something exclusively.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I didn't rate it because, it's a fucking Mark
I
Jacobs
don't rate dogs
documentary,
either,
whatever.
unless it's Oscar nominated.
Unless it's like,
so,
yeah.
Would it get a heart? Would it get a heart?
I don't know. I don't.
It's just
the fact
decent.
that I don't know, which is why I didn't give one, because I don't know. I would have known. I would have known if it deserved a heart. Okay, we'll move on to Made in EU, which is by Stefan Komandarev. Anyway, I gave it 2 out of 5, and I don't think it's too bad. Like, it's below average for me, but it's not like a bad film. It's about it handles the topics of, like, lower wage work exploitation, especially in the smaller countries in the EU. Like, for example, here I think it's Bulgaria, and it's the textile industry. But there's obviously other examples.
Not to be a grammar Nazi. Should it not be made in the EU?
No, because that's what it says on like the little thing in the film on the clothes.
Oh, okay.
It says made in EU.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's right. Anyway, that's that.
Well,
This is your product placement thing. This is getting.
No, I don't think it was
perturbed by the
product
grammar.
placement. I think they were generic.
No, that's not
clothes.
what I'm saying. No, they weren't doing a product placement for the fucking EU, were they?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
for just
okay,
£5 a
they
month,
definitely weren't, because it
buy.
was not a good. It was not a good look.
It's anti-EU propaganda.
Well, I actually don't think it was. I don't think it was. I think it was just, showing the reality of like I said, workers being exploited by rich people who just buy cheap factories. No, it's a film. I also thought it might be a documentary, but it's not. And it's about this woman, and she works at one of these like clothing factories or whatever, and she's like one of the first people to get COVID symptoms, and it's like a small town, right? And she's one of the first people to get COVID symptoms, and because, like, obviously this job is really important to her, and because, like, when she goes to the doctor with these symptoms, the doctor's like, oh, I can't give you any rest days. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, I have a temperature of 39, Celsius. Oh, wait, was it Fahrenheit or Celsius? I don't know. Celsius?
Fahrenheit would be like -5.
Okay.
You're frozen to death.
Yeah.
You must still work. Warm up and work.
But anyway, so it's like the doctors are like, oh no, like you have to go into work, and then later you find out, well, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but I don't think anyone's going to be able to watch it because I don't know where it's going to even release. And it's not really like a big part of the story, but you find out later that it's like the guy who owns these factories in this area, he has this thing with the doctors that if his worker comes in with some sort of medical issue, that they're not allowed to give them a sick note, so that they keep coming into work. So it's like kind of stuff like that, where it's like, I don't know, like I found it quite interesting, and I think it's good. It handles these topics well, and this whole thing about them scapegoating and blaming this woman for bringing COVID to this town and treating her really awfully, and her whole family and stuff. Like it's there's something there. Like it's good, and it's like one of those films that's quite, I don't know, like I'd say I'd say it's an important film if someone doesn't know much about what goes on in countries like this.
And yet, you gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, but I'll explain why. As much as
Okay.
this is a good film in this kind of type of film, and it does feel like very genuine, and I think that there was some other films that are a similar kind of type I've seen in recent years
That we've mentioned on this
they,
podcast over the time.
They don't seem very genuine. Like, they weren't really made by people who are actually, involved in these things or care about these things. But anyway, I think that it runs a little bit long. I think that there's bits that don't have to be there necessarily, that are there, that you could have made it just a little bit more, you could have just paced it a little bit better. And there's also this really funny, it's not meant to be funny though, because it's meant to be dramatic and serious, but there's this really funny bit. So her son is a YouTuber. He averages around 300 views, which is, not bad. But I don't know if he can call himself a YouTuber at that point.
No, I think he's probably unemployed is what he is.
Yeah, and there's this serious scene where, because of his mum going through all this stuff, everyone hates her in town because they blame her for bringing COVID in, and then his channel starts getting dislikes on every video, and he gets a negative dislike ratio, and then it's this really dramatic scene of close up of his monitor, and he's deleting every video, and it's
I do the same
titles of the videos.
Analytics.
The titles of the videos are eating the biggest sandwich, and him just with a sandwich. It's there's another
Class.
that's top 10 used cars with an old BMW on the thumbnail.
Jesus.
Yeah. So absolute classics that I wish we got on I don't know an extra disc. They should add an extra disc to the DVD release. I don't think there will be one, but that would be nice if they could let us watch those videos. They seem quite interesting.
Coming to the Criterion collection.
Yeah, exactly. A little bonus on the Criterion. You can watch his YouTube videos. But there's also a bit where everyone's hating her and stuff, and her son shows her on his phone that someone made a GIF of his mum just walking down the street, and then there's this red flashing word murderer in the middle in bright red while she's just walking. It's a GIF of it, and it's just so stupid.
It's when,
no one would ever do that. This would never happen.
It sort of sounds like a mixture between in Black Swan when she has whore written on her mirror, and
yeah, but
and also in War of the Worlds where it's just the most over the top stupid shit you've ever seen.
But this is definitely more War of the Worlds than Black Swan. This is silly.
Black Swan, one of the contemporary masterpieces, versus War of the Worlds, one of the worst things ever made.
Yeah. So there's some funny, unintentionally funny social media, kind of old man filmmaking going on, which is quite good. But the issue is, I was sitting with 2 of my friends. We were sitting together, and we were the only ones who found that funny, so we were trying not to laugh because everyone else was taking it very seriously when these things are on screen. And oh my god, it just made you feel God, do you really think social media is like this? You think this is a realistic depiction? You're actually affected by this? That's kind of, I don't know what to make of that. It was very interesting, the reaction to those things. But anyway, last film you'll be glad to know that I'm going to be talking about, and it's very short. I watched The Stranger, or L'Étranger, by Francois.
Perfect pronunciation. Good job.
Ozon? I don't know.
I can't say if that's good pronunciation, but
I don't know.
L'Étranger is definitely good pronunciation.
L'Étranger, yeah. Well, I gave it 2 out of 5. It's an adaptation of the Camus novel The Stranger, which I have and I haven't read. So yeah,
most of the books in my bookcase I haven't read. I'm very good at buying books, very bad at actually reading them.
But this film is black and white. It's just an adaptation of the book. But I don't know why anyone would adapt this book, because it just comes across as a book that shouldn't be a film, and it shouldn't.
What film was it recently? We had not recently, but no last year. Was it?
Was that Saoirse Ronan? The Outrun.
Was it similar issue or?
I don't know because I haven't read the book. But
you've not read The Stranger either. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, but from what others said, it's because it's quite So the character is very The book is like, I guess, philosophical, right? It's like it has these ideas that are maybe a bit more out of the norm, and they're very kind of deep, and
Big
you're meant to
nerds.
think and philosophy, whatever. It's like making a film out of a book like that explores these big ideas. I feel like it works better as a book.
Yeah, or you have
This
to be
kind of
like
film.
or you have to be a very, very good filmmaker.
I just don't think this should be a film. I think the interesting part of it was there's this like trial part, which is quite interesting, but it's like very short compared to the rest of the film. So it's like, well, it's just not enough there that I like. I guess the main actor is okay.
Benjamin Voisson.
Yeah, like he's alright. I'm sure there's like some people are gonna love it and be like, "Oh my god, it's a masterpiece of our time." I cried, but I'm just not gonna pretend that I did like it. So yeah,
Good honesty. Good
that's
honesty.
it. That's all 10.
That's it. Wow, that is another year of the Venice Film Festival review. Oh, we're not done yet.
No, we're not.
You've got a surprise of sorts. Oh, my voice went
I have
there.
a
Of
bit
sorts.
of a bit.
A bit of a bit.
A bit of a bit.
Not even a full bit.
I have a bit of a bit. I wanted to actually. So okay, I was
Do I
scrolling
need
on
to
my
use
Twitter.
mental horsepower for this?
No, you don't. No, you don't. You just have to
Jesus.
laugh at how stupid I am.
Every day.
Yeah. So, okay, I was scrolling on my Twitter account for a little bit, and like, I don't tweet
X, depends who you
often.
ask.
Yeah,
No.
but I don't tweet often.
But when you do, it's to
And
slag me off.
When I
so-
do, it's the worst take of all time, apparently, because everything I was reading has aged so badly. Like,
You mentioned this in passing, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to carry on, I'm going to write down what I've said in the past that now just looks so stupid. And then you're going to be able to laugh at me.
Oh, yes.
So...
Is this as like payback for you getting to attend Venice and doing all these nice things, and we'll have to sit at home and be miserable?
Yes. Okay, so actually this one's quite recent. So before Cannes Film Festival started, I tweeted saying Julia Ducournau's film Alpha was going to win the Palme d'Or. I don't know if you paid attention.
Did she do Titan?
Yes.
Yes,
and that's one of my favourite
discourse. I remember this discourse.
But then I don't know if you saw the reviews, but
Not good.
No, very not good, and everyone was disappointed. And as much as I still have some faith that I will like it, it's looking rough, and that looks like a really bad take now.
Ain't no smoke without fire.
Yeah. So the second take, why did I say that? I don't know why I said this. You know what? I don't know if I stick by it or not, but you probably think it's a bit weird that I said it.
Half the things you do are bits, but you always forget which ones are bits and what the lines are blurred between reality.
Yeah, and I don't know. So I said that to replace Trent, Liverpool should sign Wan-Bissaka.
Jesus Christ! I mean, Wan-Bissaka's like
I don't think it's the worst,
defender.
but
but
what was I thinking?
I mean,
Liverpool.
Okay. In fairness, I'll try and help you out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Perkez as this sitting deep left back, that doesn't get the best out of him. It would technically probably allow you to play Perkez higher.
Yeah.
That said, no.
If Liverpool signed Wan-Bissaka, the fans would riot. Like they'd be like, "What is this? What is going on?"
Yeah.
That just doesn't really show much ambition, I think. But it's not bad. It's just a bit of a strange take.
It's like if you didn't have Conor Bradley as a backup.
Yeah, you'd be fine with Wan-Bissaka. I think he's probably better. Well,
he played he's not better than Conor Bradley. No, he's not.
Have
you seen him try and defend the back post?
Season, though.
Have you seen him try and defend the back post?
Okay, yeah, sure. At least he's not injured as much, though.
True.
So maybe. Anyway, next one is I was going to say it's a joint one, but actually it's not, because I nominated her. So I was going to say Sydney Sweeney winning FCA Personality of the Year last year. And it was because I nominated her.
Yeah, this is entirely on you, but it is also on the public who look, the FCAs will be back next year, and there will be some public voting categories. But all I'd say is do your research into the families of who you're nominating.
And also, can I just say, I just couldn't think of anyone. That's the only reason. I didn't think she would win.
I know what you voted. I know what you would. Yeah, but not many of the people would have. You know, the broader general public knows Sydney Sweeney more than Adria Arjona.
Can she do the three-peat in the next 2 years for FCA Person of the Year? I don't know. Maybe.
To back.
Yeah, back to back to back. We just keep giving her wins. That's probably aged a little bit badly, hasn't it?
Yeah, Christie's not getting very well reviewed either. So
no, it isn't, which is funny because
getting good.
She is getting a lot of acclaim.
I don't really. I've never really liked Sydney Sweeney. I thought she was pretty bad in Anyone But You.
Well, see, this is the issue because I actually think she's good at acting. Like, I think she was good in Reality and Immaculate. Immaculate, I really loved. Actually, it's probably one of my favorite horror films of recent. Yeah. And I really, really liked it. And I think actually
it's just her line delivery. I thought she was good in Euphoria.
But you haven't watched those two films. That's the issue, Jack.
Yeah, but I don't care enough about her to watch them.
I understand that, but I'm just saying I'm probably more qualified to speak about her acting.
What was that film she did where she was like getting investigated by the FBI or something?
Reality,
it was like 80
yeah.
minutes
I've watched
long.
that. It's good. Well, she's
okay
good.
in that. She was okay.
Well, yeah.
She was fine.
Yeah, but she's better than Immaculate.
All I remember about that film is that it really annoyed me for some reason, and I honestly cannot remember what annoyed me about it. It just pissed me off, I think.
But also the funny thing about Immaculate is I liked how it was very pro-choice, actually. So then I was like,
"Did Sydney make that? We sure."
And she's also like she was like a big part of the like production of it as well, and that's why I was like, what is going on? Like, girl, like, come on. But anyway, right, let's just move on and not talk about her anymore.
That's all you're getting until next year, Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, until next year when I nominate her for no reason again.
God, she's won again. Shit.
Oh no, who did that? Oh, the public voted. Oh man. Right.
It's that Tim Robinson clip where it's like, we're trying to work out who did this.
Yeah.
Veronika, stop nominating her every year.
Yeah, I don't know who did that. My next take is like, I don't know where did this even come from. I don't know. I was
the dark
really
recesses of your mind.
Listen, I was saying that the film Drop would be like really good.
What was that?
Do you remember? So I said like there's these slasher horror films called Happy Death Day, and I really like them. I still really love them.
Oh, I've been trying to watch this.
I like the director because he's made
these
films.
Was good. The trailer was good.
Yeah, so his new film, I was like, oh, like, I'm excited about it. It's gonna be really good because it also has Megan Faye, who I liked in The White Lotus, and then you were like laughing at her name.
Come on,
because you don't like the spelling of her name.
It's the most ridiculous spelling of any name. They both. Oh no, let's. I can't do this.
All right, we don't. Listen, we've gone through this before.
Yeah,
so I was really adamant this would be like one of the films
again.
of the year, and then I ended up watching it and giving it a 3 out of 5. So.
I might watch it. I might watch that in Heart Eyes. Who knows?
So my next take. Okay, this is not even a take. This is just me like looking stupid. But there was a film updates tweet, and it was like, "Oh, Mia Goth is going to be in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey," and I quote tweeted it like really excited, and then like a day after,
statue or something.
And then the day after, there was a film updates tweet that was like, "Oh, Mia Goth's part won't even have any words." Like what? What the hell? That was the only reason I was going to watch it.
I think she's probably going to be a siren of some sort, would be my guess. I think.
Yeah, but
I've got the Odyssey and the Iliad.
One of the main characters. Like, I don't know.
Every time I see the teaser trailer for the Odyssey in the cinema, I get like hyped.
I don't.
You hate white people. That's what you hate. White men. Hate successful white men. That's what.
No, because they promised me Mia Goth and then they took her away from me in the space of 24 hours.
It's literally like that Monsters vs. Aliens Bob holding the jelly, wiggling it in front of your face.
Okay, anyway. So these takes now are like older. A little bit older. So in January 2025, I said Coutinho should come back to Liverpool.
Jesus Christ. When was that? Sorry, 2025?
January.
That wasn't even. That was 9 months ago. Okay, I'm gonna have a quick look at what Coutinho was doing 9 months ago, and we're gonna see just how bad. Not Coutinho, that's not his name. Coutinho. He's currently at Vasco da Gama, one of the great Brazilian clubs. 9 months ago, in January, he was at Vasco, being distinctly all right. He's not played in Europe since 2023.
Yeah.
Questions. Why?
I think we were struggling with creativity in the midfield.
And you went
Coutinho.
Philippe Coutinho, who is now 33.
He's not even that old.
And yeah, but he was never blessed with physicality, was he?
Right, sure. Yeah, let's move on from that. So there's 2 takes left. Actually, no, I don't know if this is a take or not, but I actually found that I've confused Francis Ford Coppola before with another director, as I did in the episode of Amy.
Again.
Yes, I did it. I did it again. That was the second time, actually.
Episode.
The first time I did it was in December 2024 when I confused him with Ridley Scott. So
yeah, that's not even close.
Yeah, not even close. I don't know what. And the thing is, like, I was so sure that I even tweeted.
What's the context between you? What was the context?
Because it was something. It was a quote from. It's a quote from Francis Ford Coppola, saying something about how he's got like a few films in the running.
Gladiator.
And then I thought it was Ridley Scott, so I was like, "Oh, like, can you just give it up, old man?" or something. Then I realized it was Francis Ford Coppola, but it does kind of apply to both. I think it was before I watched Megalopolis.
I don't mind
maybe it was
Ridley
after.
too much.
I don't know.
Actually,
anyway, it was just silly.
I only love 2 Ridley Scott films. I've not seen loads though, in fairness.
Me neither.
Just Gladiator and Kingdom of Heaven. There is
Gladiator
my 2
2
favorites.
was just rubbish. So
very mediocre.
Anyway, so the last one, I started a hashtag bring back Zumba.
Jesus.
I was advocating for the return of Zumba classes.
Have you ever done Zumba?
Because you know what, when I was younger, yeah, absolutely. When I was younger, there was a Wii game where you could do Zumba at home. And, Zumba was really popular.
Board?
Do you not remember that? Of course I did.
I remember.
I had everything.
I remember the Zumba craze. It's
The Zumba craze was great.
Just go to the gym.
No!
Like, it's going to be way more beneficial than Zumba.
No, it's not.
Right, you can praise Zumba, but you cannot say it's better for you than just doing strength training.
It's better for you because it's fun.
Because of the power of friendship.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, those are my takes that have aged.
Well, we're still waiting on a return for. I actually think my gym does Zumba classes. So
nice. Well, I should go.
I'm not going.
Oh, we should go together.
Sign up to. Yeah, just us.
Do an FCA podcast episode while doing Zumba.
We're here at Anytime Fitness Gosport doing the first Zumba class sponsored by a podcast. Yeah,
the FCA Zumba class. We are watching a film and doing Zumba at the same time. Wait, that's actually a good idea.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
That's actually good.
It's like that long walk press screening.
Yeah, exactly. But we do Zumba.
Yeah. Do you know
while watching like Mamma Mia?
Not a single person dropped out of that screening.
Yeah, because it seemed quite easy.
Yeah, like it's just like strolling along
just
at 3 miles per hour. Yeah, if it was like 5. If you know that guy Ashton Hall on Twitter who does like my 9 to 5, which is you've got like sprint the entire duration of the film.
Yeah,
that would be more entertaining.
Oh, and they should stream like the audience for like people who aren't watching the film. Just like stream it on YouTube or something. Just looking at people like drop out. Yeah,
thrown up in the corner.
That'd be great. They should hire us somewhere. Yeah. We'd be so good at marketing a film. Anyway, so those are my takes, and then I want to give a little bit of news about someone who I don't know if we can call a friend of the show, but we've mentioned her before. She was even in a title of ours before. She was the title of one of our episodes. No, not a guest.
No, I said, can I guess?
Oh, you can guess, but I think it's pretty obvious what I'm going to talk about.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, it came up quite literally immediately. About episode 25, roughly.
Pixie Lot, the famous West Ham fan that we have mentioned before.
Famously, my friend at school said he was Pixie Lot's backup dancer in about year 9.
Yeah, so friend of the show, I think, at that point.
This is like FCA law.
Yeah, this is FCA law for the real ones, Pixie Lot law. But
it's a deep cut.
Yeah, it's a deep cut. But I want to mention her because she did a Labubu pop-up show in like a pub in London recently. and it was like people could come, but everyone had to bring their own Labubu. It's like everyone was watching her show with their Labubu.
I have a question.
And then there was a live stream of it on TikTok that I sent you because it was so funny. Because there was genuinely 3 people that showed up, and she was just singing for like 3 people.
I joined the live stream, and just 2 people were just necking on in front of the camera. I was like, "Oh God, this is rough." How much debt do you reckon Pixie Lott is in that she has to do this?
I mean, she hasn't released a song in a while. I think she's releasing one soon, but
Is this how she's?
What is going on?
If I was going to release a song, I don't think I'd build to it with a press tour involving a Labubu pop-up concert.
Yeah, no, me neither. It's but you know, listen, Pixie, you know, listen, we may offer you a $5 if you'd come on the podcast.
We never pay guests, actually. So
we
no,
do, we don't. But listen, I think she'd be a good guest because I want to ask her about West Ham and also if Mark Noble would win against Neil Maupay.
Genuinely, we'd absolutely have Pixie Lott on the podcast.
Of course we would. I'll buy a Labubu for her if she comes on the podcast.
Let's find a publisher, and we'll, you know, we're trying to line up several high-profile interviews.
Do you think she still has an agent?
Shall I have a look?
Maybe after the episode, if you're actually serious about it.
She's got, she does apparently. Jesus, is she still at Universal? Into Talent Group.
Before we dox her address or whatever when you start doing your research,
I don't think that's
let's wrap up the episode. I don't know. Can you just find someone's address online? I don't know.
Should we try?
Maybe.
First
no, okay,
person
let's
to find Pixie Lott's address
episode.
gets to come on the podcast as a guest.
No, absolutely not. Alright, let's can you wrap it up now?
No,
I'm not doing the outro, I don't know it.
Should let you do the outro. Do it off by heart.
Thanks for listening to Floodlights Camera Action. Follow us on Twitter and
where are the links?
Instagram and TikTok, links in the description.
Yep.
Send us an email, floodlightpod@gmail.com, and rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and we'll see you next episode, whenever that is. We'll be covering London Film Festival soon, next month.
Very concise outro, this.
And I can't remember what you say at the end. Cheerio or something.
Until then, keep watching and keep consuming.